Hey everybody, I'm John at Collect Cards. I hope you're all doing well. It is Sunday night, April 13th. I know in my last video I got my date wrong. I said it was the 13th and it was actually the 12th. But I am home now from the Strongsville show, the 2025 edition. I think overall for the show was a great success. And for me and my collecting, it was also a success. I had a real nice day too. I'm going to talk mostly about the day two pickups. I'll share a few extra thoughts along the way about the show overall. Yeah, it was just a really fun time. Trade night after the show, I think, was a bona fide hit. Just lots of folks participated. Lots of people participated, and they brought some cards. It was basically a show within a show. It was a lot more than just a trade night, and it was just another night overall of just really fun camaraderie among collectors, YouTube content creators, people I got to meet for the first time. Along with several people I got to cross paths with again for now multiple years. And Strongsville's a special show. I've been to a couple of nationals now, and I've been to a few. I've been to shows in my hometown, and then way back in the day, my teen years when I was still in the first phase of my collecting, I went to some big shows in the New York area as well, and I remember those pretty well. Strongsville's different. The fact that it's such a vintage heavy show. I mean, it's 98% vintage, I'd say, and they're just the inventory, the cards, the selections, just the works of art, just the incredible vintage hobby cards and memorabilia that are there is pretty out of this world. And the connections I continue to make in the hobby are the same. And that's not like hyperbole. That's actually truth. Making some real friends in this hobby, and it's fantastic. So anyway, with that little introduction that I wanted to kind of get across, in short, it was a fantastic weekend. Let me turn the phone around here, show you what I picked up from day two, and we'll talk a little bit. So hang on. So that was some footage from the trade night at the end of day two. The trade night was in the Best Western, and as you could tell, it was hopping for. I mean, it was a 4-hour window for the show, and it was going pretty darn good for just about the entire stretch of time. It was really fun, a really fun evening. Lots of transactions were done, that's for sure, and just lots of fun conversations to have and were had about fantastic cards and other things, hobby and otherwise. So really good fun time. That wrapped up day two. So here is my main pickup of day two at Strongsville, and I'm really excited about it. It's been on my wish list for a decent while. It actually doesn't really check off a goal like the pickups I shared on day one for the day one video, but here is the card. I picked up a 1934 batter up of Jimmie Foxx. Fox actually has 2 cards in this set, but this was the one that I really wanted, number 28. It's SGC2, and it is a 2, but I still think it's a really nice example, and it really worked for my budget as well. It's my first Jimmie Foxx card. Good chance it'll be my only Jimmie Foxx card for the foreseeable future. And how this checks off for me in terms of like a want list, wish list kind of thing. It wasn't like part of a specific goal or checklist, but just I wanted to have a Jimmie Foxx card in my collection, and this was the one I identified as me wanting for reasons such as I wanted him hitting as opposed to, say, fielding or just a portrait. Or at least, holding a bat, so to speak. I wanted an actual photograph if possible, or I like the fact that this is a photograph versus illustrations. And I also wanted him as part of the Philadelphia A's and not the Boston Red Sox. I wanted to, he was, at his peak. I mean, he had a very long peak. In fact, he pretty much was an elite power hitter for his entire career. But I would say the peak of his success was with the A's when they were winning world championships in 1929 and 1930. I believe those are the 2 years they won back to back. They may have won 3 actually, but I think they won. Well, I don't know. If they won 3, let me know. I think it was 2. But anyway, Jimmie Foxx. I really love this. Love having this card in the collection. So this was the one I identified as me wanting. I'm not a big fan of his Gaudy images. I just, the illustrations are what they are. They're kind of, I don't want to say they're iconic because I don't think they are, but they're very well known. Gaudy is the 33 Gaudy set is the 33 Gaudy set, and it's got a fantastic Jimmie Foxx card in it. But just not quite for me. So there's the back. There's some creasing, as you can see, along there and elsewhere. So it's a very honest 2, but gosh, I love having it. It's the blue tint, as you can tell. Obviously, there's multiple color hues in batter ups. There's at least 4 or 5. So this is actually my second batter up. I also have a Mel Ott in a green hue. And so these are probably be my 2 representatives in for batter up. I don't see myself looking to add another one anytime soon, but gosh, to have Ott and Fox as like kind of the 2 cards that I have for this set, pretty happy about that. But so I got this from Legacy Cards, Ash. So essentially, I got this from Ash's bargain bin, I like to call it. So here's what it was listed for. I got it for $270, gave me 10% off. So, which is it's pretty much in line with comps. Maybe a slightly over again, a little bit of a show premium perhaps, but Ash usually takes care of you, even for the little purchases. So he's got just always has an amazing array of cards on display at any show he's at. So it's cool. It's one of the highlights of going to a show like Strongsville is just to see what the dealers have on any particular on that particular weekend, that particular year's show. It's just if you haven't done a show like Strongsville and you're into vintage sports, particularly baseball, but there's a lot of football and basketball too, and hockey as well. If you haven't been to Strongsville, I really, really recommend you consider checking it out next year. It's a really, really good experience. So anyway, this Jimmie Foxx batter up was my big pickup of day 2. I was really happy about that. Love having a Fox card in the collection. So let me run through the other cards I picked up really quick on the day. And most of the rest of the day actually was going through some, binders and boxes and picking out some interesting singles, actually. And I would say the biggest card, let's see, I picked up 4 cards from one dealer from a variety of kind of like boxes, highlighted by this card. Actually, let me move Fox off to the side. This video's a little all over the place. I'm recording it pretty late on Sunday night. But I picked up this 1948 Bowman. If you don't know who this player is, I'll tell you straight away. It's Whitey Lockman. I'll actually take it out of the sleeve because I'm going to put it in a different sleeve and then a top loader. This is the Whitey Lockman rookie card. Whitey Lockman was a first baseman on the New York Giants, or eventually became their first baseman. He started out as an outfielder. He was a core part of the 51 Giants that won the pennant over the Dodgers. In fact, Lockman had a key hit in that bottom of the 9th inning rally that just before Bobby Thompson shot heard around the world. And this is a cool little PC kind of pickup for me. So back's really nice. It's got a little bit of a crease in here, small one. It's sort of over here, but a little off center too, of course, too. But it's my first 48 Bowman card of any kind. And it's a short print apparently as well. So I was really happy to add this to the collection. I'm gonna rest that really gently there. And other cards I got from the same dealer. Picked up this 84 Donruss Ricky Henderson. It's actually, this little stuff on here is actually caught in the sleeve. I haven't taken it out of the sleeve yet. I'll replace the sleeve. Here's the card. Card's actually in pretty nice shape. So, got an 84 Donruss Ricky Henderson, which I'm going to put off to the side actually. And then I also picked up this very interesting card here. Picked up this 1950. So what this is a, I mean, it's a 1959 Bill White, but it is a buyback. It's a buyback 59 Bill White rookie card, and it was in the Topps Heritage set in 2008. So this is the stamp that they still use to this day, as far as I know, unless they change it this year for 2025. Topps Heritage uses this stamp to put on the buyback cards that they get and add as box loaders in Heritage hobby boxes. And gosh, this was $5. I mean, this is Bill White's rookie card. I have Bill White's rookie card already, a very nice copy actually, in an SGC 7. But you know, the Yankee fan in me grew up with Bill White in a way. Bill White in the broadcast booth for the Yankees, and gosh, what a baseball career he had. I still think you can make a really nice case for him to be a Hall of Famer, even though he came up a little short this past year in or maybe it was a year ago in the committee vote, the Veterans Committee vote. But yeah, this is actually a pretty nice card, and you know, it's got the buyback piece on here. Some people really are into buybacks and collect them. I'm not really one of those people. I just thought this was a really great example of a buyback for $5. Absolutely, I was happy to pick that up. And then also I picked up a few 1961 cards because, and actually the rest of the cards I'm going to show in this video are all 61. I'm thinking about building the 61 Hall of Fame main cards, and I'm actually going to do it. I've kind of decided over the weekend that I'm going to do it. So I picked up Dick Williams, didn't have that one, and then from another dealer table went through some more binders and whatnot, and binder pages, and pulled out a few more cards. I didn't have the 61 Whitey Herzog. Got that for, you know, a couple of bucks. It's actually a pretty nice card, Whitey. And then so those were two Hall of Famers there as managers. Also picked up this rookie card of Dick Hauser. Thought that was kind of cool. Former Yankee manager and coach, World Series winning manager. Kind of a cool card. I love the stripes on the Kansas City A's uniform there. Pretty cool card there. Got that for couple of bucks as well. And then lastly, look at this card. I had never really come across this card from 61, and I saw it and, you know, got it for a song and just had to have it. And with all the portrait cards in 61, headshots, and a lot of them are hatless, I still like the 61 set a lot, so much that I'm collecting the Hall of Famers in it, at least for the base cards. But a bat rack shot like this with fans in the background, that's a fantastic photo. So I absolutely loved this card, and I had to get it. So Wes Covington was a pretty good outfielder for the Braves back in the 50s and into the 60s. So yeah, I was actually pretty happy to pick this one up and add it. So did some binder and box searching there toward the end of day 2, and then trade night came along, and I made a couple of trades. Actually, no, I made one trade and one buy. And I actually can't reveal what I traded for because it's a Hank Aaron card, and I'm going to be using it in the next Bargain Hunters video that Steve Vintage on Vintage and I do. Probably going to still be not for a few weeks, since we just did one on Bob Gibson about a week or so ago. Not even a week. But I did manage to make a trade for my Hank Aaron for $35 or less. I'll mention what I traded during that when we recorded as well, but it was actually a pretty fair trade in terms of trade value, so I think that worked out pretty well. But then I also picked up a card. I made a purchase from Don's Field of Dreams. Don had a lot of cards, a lot of great cards stacked on the table where he was, and I picked up a card or a couple of cards from him last year at Strongsville as well, and I picked one up this year too, and it's another 61. I didn't have this. This was one of the bigger Hall of Famers that I still need to get, and so I'm actually pretty happy to cross this one off the list. And I love having a Stan Musial card in a 7. Any Stan Musial on a 7 is a pretty darn good card in my book, and it's just a really cool portrait. I love. He's got such a unique smile, and it's is it a smile? Is it a grit? It's like, what is it? It's the Musial expression in some ways on a card, and really loved picking this one up. So yeah, Don hooked me up again. Hooked me up last year, hooked me up this year. Got the Juan Santo rookie last year from 61 from him. So I guess he's a bit of a source for me for 61, I guess. So really cool card there. It's a little down in terms of the centering, but beyond that, it's a pretty sweet card. So yeah, great registration on the photo and all that. So nice SGC 7 there from Musial. So those were my day 2 pickups. And on Sunday, day 3, we were there for, well, not even quite a half a day, but I did my SGC drop-off. And long story short, I did not drop off every card. I shared a couple videos back. I did come home with a couple. I came home with 3, actually. So here are the ones I decided not to follow through with. I did not drop this one off, this Heritage card of these future 4 Hall of Famer card. Trout and Ohtani obviously will make it a foursome at some point. But I did bring that back with me, and I might still sub it at some point, but I didn't this time. I did not. I decided not to sub this again. A potential trade didn't quite work out. It's okay. No worries at all there. So I came back home with this card, and I still might sub it. I'm still in terms of subbing it to SGC. So yeah, actually, I shared it with a potential for a potential trade, and then I was actually potentially looking to sell it to one person who had a table set up looking to buy, and I just wasn't ready to settle on a number, and so I just decided to bring it home. So I still have this second-year Frank Robinson, which is actually in hindsight kind of cool. So so I brought that back, and then lastly, I did bring back my Gibson rookie. So I did not submit this just yet. There were more than one person was telling me as they were looking at it more closely to really, they were really suggesting that I make that attempt to get this wax stain off, and it will be worth it in the end. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on that, kind of off camera, off video, so to speak, and I will be submitting this later this summer or later this year. It might wait until the summer at the National. As of now, I will be going to the National still for probably just 1 night, 2 days. And if I do that, I'll submit it to SGC in person there. Or if I really want to get it out before then, I will drop it off to the third-party group submitter here in my hometown. That's actually a pretty major third-party grader in the industry. So I brought Gibby back with me here, which is totally fine. Just wasn't quite ready to drop it off after some more conversations. So that pretty much does it for my Strongsville experience. This day 2 video wasn't as crisp and tight as my first one, my day 1 video, but I did want to kind of outline how the day went, and overall, the show, again, one last time, was just an absolute, fun-filled weekend. And so just so many great collectors out there who are, yes, creating content, but also who I'm coming across who don't create content, but are just, really, really passionate collectors. A lot of them are actually commenters on videos as well, and so it's just a really cool, tight-knit group that I'm realizing more and more. And so yeah, and that's you're part of that group by watching this video. So thank you very much again, everybody, for liking, subscribing, following along on my collecting journey. We'll see how it continues here in 2025, and until next time, take care, everyone. See you on the next video.